I think a way of getting, perhaps when you're arguing with someone who thinks, you know, a fellow white person who is not, who's basically a regressive individual, is that they will acknowledge that there is an ethnic cleansing going on in Gaza and Palestine, but you need to sort of switch that on them and say, do you not think that there's an ethnic cleansing going on in the United Kingdom? And perhaps switch it around that way by saying what's, you know, what you can visually see it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can see what's going on. You see areas that are not that. And Steve, I think, listening to some of the interviews, Steve's perspective is that the reason why he wants to remigrate these people is that it's becoming a bit of a critical mass point now, where it's either you have to choose the people of the country, as in the indigenous people of the country, over people you may know who are like non-white or not exclusively non-white, because he's also saying that people like Poles and like Germans perhaps also need to go as well. But, you know, firstly it needs to be the non-white indigenous people first, and then move your way down to that. I think that's his thing. So let's listen to like Steve. So this is a question. It says Frank Bruno and Ian Wright would be evicted from the UK under Steve Laws's remigration policy. Full conversation here. Blah 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 blah. So let's listen to what he's had to say here.
Bruno and Ian Wright, would you send them packing?
Yeah, I would, yeah, personally. But here's the thing with immigration. No one cared about a Frank Bruno or an Ian Wright 20, 30 years ago, because the demographics were still secure. This is going back to the 90s, when we was around, I think it was like 89, 90% of the population. That's our future secure. People aren't looking over their shoulder thinking, oh, we're getting replaced. We've got rape gangs over here. We've got migrants in hotels over here. The whole thing's been exacerbated now. Nobody really cared about the odd minority back in the day, because it wasn't an issue. It's like, oh, look, we've got the friendly black guy.
By having more kids. And basically you will ethnically cleanse, therefore, the indigenous white people of the United Kingdom, because white people are just not having kids anymore. Okay, they're just not. And this is basically them saying that they will be rewarded by having more kids. And ultimately, you, dear viewer, are paying for that. You are paying for your own ethnic cleansing, if you are white, that is. And my solution continues to be, because mine again is based on historical accuracy of revolutions and revolts, is that you have to make a stand, and you have to stop paying your taxes. Because by paying your taxes, you are consenting for these types of policies. This is just one of many policies that are just basically designed to wipe you out. The Great Replacement, the Kalergi Plan, ethnic cleansing. You could even go as far as perhaps it's even a genocide, a very soft genocide, a polite genocide in a way, where it's not actually putting you in killing fields and, you know, putting a bullet in your head and then just throwing you into a mass grave, but it's done in a very covert and very silent, as Serenity says, the silent Great Replacement. But if you're if you continue to pay for this stuff, you are paying for your own extinction, essentially. Because it isn't, because if you think that, but white people can easily get this as well, it's like, yeah, but they're not. That's the thing. They're not. They're anyone similar to my age and below, they always say stuff like, oh, I wouldn't bring a kid into this world now. They always say stuff like that, don't they? So it's just food for thought, is that you're going to be paying for this.